Also, we talk about taking care of the homes themselves and who can do it, what you could do, when you should do it. A lot of people, when they're about to sell a home, they need to bring their house into a little bit of repair. They've deferred some maintenance. And it's just so important to call in a professional to do that. We've asked our next special guest, Max Meza, to come in and talk to us about that. Do I have your name right, Max?
Yes, Max Meza.
Meza. And tell me the name of your company.
Precise Construction.
Now, you get called in sometimes when people are selling a house or you're in escrow and there's been an inspection and some repairs need to get done.
Basically, your home inspections, like a leaky faucet or sink, it varies from a fence post to small things like, there's garbage, debris in the front yard. Can you remove it? I mean, small things like that. I've worked with my realtors a long time, and I've known them for a long time. So they trust the fact that, hey, they say Max can do it, I'll take care of it.
Let's get it done. Well, you're a general contractor, so you could do almost anything.
Yeah,
You've
yes,
had the training and experience to do that. Have you had any really big surprise jobs come up, like there's no flooring underneath the floor or something like that?
I came up on a job where somebody hired somebody out of Home Depot, and just said, hey, can you do this? The guy said, yeah. He charged them a really good price, almost next to nothing, and I'd say, 3 months later they're having issues. Well, he turns out he hung drywall with his 2x4s. That's what holds your walls up.
Yeah.
And he hung them out. He put up a wall, and each 2x4 was 36 inches apart.
Oh my gosh. What are they supposed to be?
They're supposed to be between 16 and 24. Every 16 traditionally,
Yeah.
but back then it was every 24 on center. But now, with these newer houses, I mean, everything's
closer together.
Everything's every 16.
And you could tell by knocking on the wall. There's
Yes.
a 2x4 back there.
So, and the worst part about it, this was a shower or a bathroom, and so as the moisture built up in the house, you started to see the waves in the wall, and they're like, "Hey, Max, what's going on here?"
Now, so that happens. Sometimes you're selling houses, you need to get some work done. But a lot of people now are deciding to keep their homes and they want to do a remodel. What's a popular thing to do right now?
Right now, that's easier on the wallet is your light fixtures, your new updated outlets. If you have just the two-prong outlets on the old outlets, they update everything. They bring everything up to date.
Is that a safety issue?
Yes, it's a safety issue, especially with the older ones. They have no ground. So when you plug something in, we all have a refrigerator, and we have those little gray deals that they sell at the hardware store from a 3 into a 2, which not all the time is that good because you got the weight of the cord, and if it's hanging and you moving something around, it comes down, it disconnects. You don't know why your refrigerator, you don't know why this is happening. There's small things add up, but it's easier on your wallet. It's replacing your light fixtures, your faucets, fixtures.
Can you save money by doing that? Like
yes.
drippy, leaky faucet, get a new
Yes.
one, and
You
you're saving money on your water bill, and as the old light fixtures maybe take more power?
Yes. Well, now everybody's going LED, so your can lights aren't big and creating all this heat in the summer.
They're not hot, right?
And they're not hot.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Last a long time, you can turn them off and turn them on for almost 10,000 hours straight.
You're not changing the bulbs every couple months.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I see a lot of people remodeling their kitchen and bathroom. Why are they doing that?
Well, modern times, you're changing everything from what was then now is popular now is coming up. Everything's a brushed nickel, or nobody's doing any stainless steel anymore, or chrome fixtures. All of it is now brushed nickel.
Well, when you go to, people used to just get tired of their house, so they buy a new one, but now they're taking out their kitchen, putting in a whole new kitchen or a whole new bathroom.
Open kitchen concepts are really popular right now. So if you have a small kitchen and you have a wall that's partitioned between your kitchen and your great room or your dining room, a lot of people are knocking that all out. And what they're doing is they're creating an open space so it's a friendly. So when you have like me, I have a large family. Everybody comes to the kitchen to come hang out while taste testing and everything else. So you want to be able to get everybody in the conversation rather than just a couple.
Just a couple, yeah. But the reason you should hire a professional is because sometimes you take out a wall and it's a pretty important wall, huh?
Yes, they could be load bearing,
holding the house up.
Yeah, they could, and especially if you have your tile roofs. Very heavy tile roofs. I've seen issues where
concrete roofs, tile roofs. They look tile, but they're concrete sometimes.
Yes.
Huh?
And what they'll do is they'll take out a wall and not understand why they're getting cracks in the ceiling, and all of a sudden their roof starts to have a little sag to it, and you can see it as you walk up. because they did a lot of modifications to it.
Not only are you the licensed general contractor, not only does he have the experience to do it and the years of training, and knows when you need a permit and when you don't need a permit, and he becomes responsible. So he's not going to just knock a wall out and see what happens. Whereas the guy you hire from the parking lot at Home Depot might just do that. So
well, it's my license, my name, and ultimately, it's the right thing to do. You don't do something to somebody that. We all work hard for our money. We don't do halfway things. It's time to get it done right the first time.
One time, yeah.
I sent in some pictures, and I wanted to touch base on those.
Let's take a look at those. Yeah, some people do it wrong, right?
Yes. Well, here's a small view of it, and what it is the homeowner poured concrete. They wanted concrete in the back of their house.
They poured it themselves because they know how, right?
Who
doesn't?
They had them do it themselves. So. The only issue is here, if you notice the little line buckle about 1.5 feet up from the wall.
Uh-huh.
Well, on all stucco housing, they have what is known at the bottom is called a weep screed. So concrete is porous generally. So when water seeps in, it's got to have somewhere to drain. If it's got nowhere to drain, all you're doing is blocking it up. So all you're creating is a dam. So all as the water fills back in, it just fills up until...
Against your house.
Against your house, against the material that's there. That waterproofer that's on the wall, you see it on the new houses. Sometimes it's tiger's paw. It's that it looks like a plastic wrapping around the house. And sometimes if you go to other places, it's like a tar paper, like what roofers would use. They call it 90-minute paper, And what happens is you have so much water in the rainy seasons. When we get rain, we get rain. So you get constant rain, and it's hitting on the wall. That water has nowhere to go.
And all of our rain comes at once in Fresno.
Yes, because you poured the concrete all the way up to the weep screeds.
So what would you have left? Some space for?
I would have left at least 2-inch space.
2 inches to take water on.
So if water hits the wall, it comes down, washes down. Yeah. If it gets through the stucco, it still washes down. You don't have that water buildup, and then you're not going to have that issue.
And it's not just the little area where the rain would hit right against the corner. You put in 100 square foot of concrete. That's 100 square feet where the water used to hit. And where's that water going? Then you have the water from the roof and the walls, and it all collects right there.
In this case, the water went into the house.
Oh boy!
And that's a very expensive fix. Yeah. And
once you put the concrete down, now it's got to come up, I guess.
Well, depends on the homeowner and depends on their budget. Not everybody knows or understands the right way of doing it the right way because, let's face it, if you're not in construction, you don't know.
Right.
If you're in construction, hey, this is the right way and this is the wrong way.
The number of patios I put in equals 0, and you've done many, many. So,
and it's just me as a contractor. I can speak for myself. I don't speak for anyone else. That when I do something the way it should be done. I do it to where I'm satisfied because my name's going on it. I don't just throw it together and call it good and you won't see me. I'm calling, I'm checking on you. A year later, if you get a phone call from me that says, hey, this is Max with Precise Construction, I'm calling to find out how everything's going here. Is there any issues? Because they still have a year-in warranty with me. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's good. And the idea is you don't want to fix a problem like that. You just don't want it to have been created in the first place.
Exactly.
Do we have more pictures? Let's see what we have.
Oh, this is a common one right here. We all have that space underneath our sink we just stuff things in, right? You get your big jars of soap, your laundry detergent, whatever, and you shove it in there. Not all the time do we notice we bump that drainage line going into the P-trap. And in this case, the homeowner didn't notice that the seal had failed in the garbage disposal. So it had been leaking, but it wasn't a big leak, so it was a small leak. He didn't notice it because he had so much stuff in there. And then when he called me, he says, hey, I don't know. I'm getting a musky smell. It's looking funny. I think I got a leak here. So when I went to go look, there was a leak. And you could see right there, right at the bottom, where the leak was in all the bottles of everything he had under there.
Added up.
A long period. And so what it is you're pushing stuff. So you're rocking that everything underneath there by just, let's face it. I'll be honest. I'm a guy. I never look. My wife will say, watch what you're doing. But I just throw it in there.
Throw stuff in there, yeah.
But all the time we don't pay attention. So what that entails right there is actually cutting out the whole back section, sanding everything down, cleaning everything up, vacuuming everything up. There's a process to it.
Yeah.
And as you're doing all that, then you got to realize, hey, you know what? Once I put it back together, I got to be careful, be mindful of what I put back underneath there.
Because it could happen again.
Yes.
You want to be ready for the next time. Is there one more picture there?
That's the after.
Oh, that's
after I was done.
Oh, yeah, look how cleaned up that looks. Yeah. And
after I replaced it, my motto is if it doesn't look like it was there, then it doesn't belong there.
Doesn't belong there, yeah. It's cleaned up a lot, that's for sure. So if somebody's watching and they want to talk to you, or they have some ideas, or they just want to say, what do you think? I'm thinking of doing this or that. How do they reach you? You have a website or a phone number?
I'm working on my website. Don't have one yet, but my phone number is 559-477-3899.
Okay, 3899. So what kind of people should be calling you?
If you have questions, I mean, I do work for a lot of people. Law enforcement and military, fire department, you know, you're doing some sort of service for our country, for our neighborhood, don't matter. I offer a discounted rate, you know, and everyone's different. The more work you refer to me, the cheaper it is for you, because let's face it, this is a networking thing. It's just not a business thing. You know, once I go into your house, you invite me as a family member, you know, and I'm in there, I'm working in your house, and I treat your house with the same amount of respect that I would treat my own.
Now, if somebody's thinking of selling their house, do people sometimes call you in advance, say, we're going to sell, what do you think we ought to do to get it ready?
Yes, I get a lot of phone calls about that here recently is, what can I do to make my house more appealing? And usually, I'm a guy, again, I'll say that again, I'm a guy. Not all the time do I have the right answers, but if I can't find it and I can't do it, I got people that I network with so much that can help me out, and I bring them over, and I'll introduce you with them. You guys get to know each other, and then go from there.
Yeah. And also, I have to say that Max has a good reputation with real estate agents who, when they're selling houses and they get to the end and you need some, you know, the inspectors and the appraisers say, no, we need to fix this and this and this. Max is the guy that a lot of real estate agents call to get it done fast and quick and get it done right the first time. So
yes.
We appreciate it. Anything else you want our viewers to know?
If you have a question you're not sure about, if you need a permit or who should you get to do something, it doesn't cost me anything to for you to call me and tell me, hey, Max, do I need somebody to do this? Or what do you think I should do here? This way it helps you. I'd rather educate someone than to sit there and push them off. I'm not that type of person.
Very good. Max Meza.
Yes.
And the phone number is, tell us one more time, Max.
559-477-3899, Precise Construction.
Now, if you're watching this and you didn't get the number down or you can't write it down right now, you need some work in your home or some advice or just ask a question, call me. I'll get you Max Meza's direct phone number. We'll be back with more Central Valley real estate and home improvement right after this.